Hello.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
Could be worse.
Could be better?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yes.
The three amigos all in one.
Yeah, no.
The three caballeros. The three amigos.
No.
The three stooges.
that's closer, yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Dibs on Curly.
I don't know anything about the Three Stooges. Except, I guess, their names, that's about it.
Larry, Curly,
And even
Moe.
then, I'm not even... Larry, Curly, and Moe?
Now, hold on. Larry, Curly, Moe, Shemp, and sometimes Joe. Women think they're slow, but everybody knows. A punch in the eye and a kick in the rear, saw the scalp, a nail in the ear, bucket of paint, a barrel of beer, pull up a seat and happy to hear the Stooges slap happy hour.
See,
And copyright strikes.
yeah.
I can't
See,
believe
that's the thing, right? So, at least growing up here in Australia, like I'm sure that the Three Stooges was probably like aired during their height of popularity, but when I was but when I was growing up, a lot of those old American shows weren't really relevant.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. Why would a be?
Cultural imperialism.
True.
Like, I pretty much know a lot of the stuff I know about, like, the 50s and 60s or whatever, 70s American shows usually comes from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, probably the only reason I knew the Three Stooges existed for a while was because of scattered references in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, for me, I first learned the Three Stooges because I had, like, a VHS that was 2 hours of, like, public domain cartoons, and Three Stooges actually did have cartoons.
Hmm.
And they had, like, Curly Joe.
It's one of those things where, like, you can really... I think there was a recent movie where they reference something like Gilligan's Isle, and it's just like, that is no longer relevant. Even, like, say, from the 90s, it wasn't really that relevant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still part of the pop culture, but it is more on the obscure side now.
Yeah, for me, the only thing I really kind of know about Gilligan's Island is that they never got off, and there was the one dude who made everything out of, like, coconuts and bamboo.
Yeah.
Yes. He can do everything except actually make a damn boat. Well, that's a kick-ass theme song.
No, actually, now I remember what it was. It was frickin' Galaxy Quest, where he's like, there was that alien race that thought that everything that they saw on TV was real,
Yeah.
and so they of course recruit. Yeah, no, they recruit frickin'
Tim Allen.
At the moment. Tim Allen to be like, yeah, you are a great hero. You are a star captain in their Star Trek knockoff.
Oh my Tim Allen
Ga-
and Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically the Captain Kirk analog, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine Star Trek book with Tim Allen as Captain Kirk. That would
Yeah.
be
I mean,
so weird.
that's kind of the thing, though, is, like, Galaxy Quest worked out pretty well to, like, the point that there's a lot of people who love to think of it as, like, for a while they thought of it as the unofficial 11th Star Trek movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I highly recommend you watching Galaxy Quest.
I will actually take that into consideration. I appreciate that. Although, in also consideration, people are memeing on the news apparently to make it a Buzz Lightyear movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I have heard people talking about it.
Good things, bad things. I've heard mixed.
I've just, as I said, like, I've heard, like, people just basically, I really should say heard, I've seen, like, you know, thumbnails, like, new, Buzz Lightyear, or, yeah, more or less that.
The only thing I want is them to at least reference the characters from the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. That was a good
Yeah.
show. It's like,
His-
okay, a little goofy at times, but it was a fun spin on the classic 50s.
Yeah, I know, I did enjoy, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. Of course, I think, if I recall, her name was Mira Nova.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was also voiced by the woman who played Shigo.
Yeah, she was one of my cartoon crushes.
I mean, who could blame ya? She was a princess, she had one of the coolest powers, she had a good sass, and, you know, she wasn't a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Not like.
As I recall, she was one of the kind of characters who could actually get stuff done.
Yeah.
And pull Buzz's head out of his ass.
Also, props to that cartoon for being one of those things that had Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Hey, look! A Bright Ops appears.
Bright ups. Yeah, I can't do a proper Pokemon Go, whatever.
Well, don't worry, because, you know, I am one of those people that actually... That's the one thing I hate about the anime. I do not like the whole idea of Pokemon calling their names. So...
So weird, it's so annoying.
it really only exists for marketing.
I found the forbidden bacon.
Yeah, yes.
You know what? Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those forbidden snacks posts. Yeah, that's forbidden bacon. In Soviet Russia, bacon grills you!
To be fair, you know, sometimes, you know, you can eat insects and sometimes they can be okay.
Yeah, no. Here's the problem. How do you fry something that's made of fire?
Well, it's not made of fire, but...
It lives in volcanic areas.
I guess you cook it either with pressure or chemical?
Yeah.
Sorry, I remembered of a... It was one of the messages you got while playing Overlord 2. It's just on loading screens. Just, you don't roast a phoenix, it just encourages them. If you want to eat one, you boil it in oil.
Yeah. Yeah. God, Overlord was basically, Pikmin, but you're the villain.
It was dumb fun, and honestly, I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot it or bring it or give it a sequel or something, because it's got a good formula.
Yeah, I just, from what I remember, it didn't really compete too well with Pikmin.
Well, it didn't compete too well in general.
Yeah.
because it's a console RTS. Kind of hard
Yeah.
to do it well. Nintendo can get away with it because of innovation. And they know what they're doing with that shit usually.
For me, I think the one console RTS that really got me, and I wound up beating it to the end, was Brutal Legend, and I think that's only because it tricked me into thinking it was a Zelda-like action adventure at first.
See,
And,
now
Cat Black.
Yes.
that is the way to do a console RTS. You make it a third person RTS Lite. Like, there's another game that I can't remember what it's called at the moment, where it's like similar idea, where you play as a character and you're, it's a third person viewpoint and whatnot, and you're actually ordering soldiers around.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things that kind of comes down to the controller style, where it's like, mouse and keyboard is very good for the standard RTS thing of, okay, go around, click things, go and select the place and whatever. Console having that, it does benefit from trying to keep its control type in mind, where it's like, yeah, you can try to select stuff in a fine way with a controller, and you can come up with shortcuts and all that, but you're kind of compromising to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halo Wars did do a pretty good job with that, but even then I could tell they're
Is that
compromising.
Kabutops? Or Kabuto?
It
That's
is so weird to see fossil Pokemon.
yes, it is.
That's... Oh,
Also,
I was
my
about to
damn
say,
thing.
that's an Archeops.
Well, there's Archeops,
Yeah,
but there's also
the
Kabuto in
blade,
the water.
Yeah.
Also, my stupid thing. Alright, my camera doesn't want to work fine.
Been doing that lately.
Yeah, like, okay, so it seems to coincide with being detected by Discord.
Huh.
Because I just noticed the thing from Discord pop up saying, oh, hey, this thing. Yeah. Also, to answer the thing in the chat, Iasmokath, do I have a shiny Zacian? No. I do not have any shiny, thingos.
A level 60 Magikarp. Is there anything more useless?
Level 60 Hoppip that only knows Hop.
Oh, this dude wants to fight.
Actually, I can think of something more useless. A level 100 Magikarp that only knows Spell.
Fair enough.
No,
Fair enough.
I got something even worse. At least theoretically, a level 100 Magikarp with Flash, if it hopped in the air and then landed on somebody, it could hurt them. How about a level 100 Pokemon only knows Explosion?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's... There are ways around that.
Yeah.
Because, explosion is handy and all, until you use it against the ghost type.
Or you're in a...
I will never understand why explosion is normal type instead of like... Okay, I guess it's the concussive force.
But it is... Yeah.
It's actually one of those moves that should be a dual type.
Or at the very least, have a caveat of it can target everything.
I guess the
Yeah.
idea is they want it to be a general all affects all except I guess ghost type damage.
But I feel
Yeah.
like with something as big as a literal suicide bombing, normal type is fine, just for general, but give it a caveat of it can go through everything. That actually gives some use to it.
It's just sad that the Pokemon that it has it as a signature move doesn't get a stab bonus from it.
Yeah, Electrode. Or Grappler. Whichever one.
Alternatively, it could. Just thinking out loud. Alternatively, it could potentially have its own special typing called "fuck you."
No. That's only if it's also a shiny.
Yeah, that is a fossil.
Yeah. So actually, I was just watching a video about this. If you read a lot of the Pokedex entries for the Fossumon in this gen, it actually says stuff like there's a few different things it says. Like one that they were, you know, over the years they've just sort of been released back into the wild from like, you know, scientists and whatnot. And there's others that are like, oh yeah, they were living deep underground and...
I want to say just conflicting reports because, you know, kids are writing this, but...
Yeah.
I could just imagine it's a case of, They did a Jurassic Park and they accidentally released it into the wild and they're like, no, we did that on purpose. We purposely released them. Or, no, they were hidden underground. They were hidden underground. That's totally what happened. We didn't mess up our containment procedures.
You know, I could believe that. Honestly, I could.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's fun. Just the press after press release, just as they go behind stage, but they forgot to turn off the microphone. Just shred everything.
You know, here's a funny idea. A lot of stuff in Pokemon suggests that it is a hollow Earth.
The Diglets have been busy.
Apparently.
Yeah, but like, you know, you've got the Sinnoh Underground, though that was man-made. But then you've also got like the Max Raid dens. You have frickin' kaiju-sized Pokemon living underneath Galar. Like,
Yeah, that is true.
Because of that, with that, I hope that the next generation, we find out that there are lizard people.
yeah.
Lizardmon.
It's like, and there's also the fact that, you know, aliens are very clearly a thing in Pokemon. It's almost like all the conspiracy theories of that world would be the stuff that we would consider actual theories. Like, oh, there's a molten core of lava at the center of the Earth. That's crazy. Everyone knows it's a giant Torterra? I don't know. Just first Pokemon off the top of my head relating to Earth, even though it's an island.
Yeah.
It's a Because everyone knows that Garadun lives at the center of the Earth.
Groudon. Yeah.
Groudon.
You know, speaking of Pokemon, it is going to be hilarious when we meet the conspiracy theorists in the tabletop game. Like, what will... It's like... A world's a simulation! The product of people playing a tabletop game!
I mean, I've already done that.
Oh my god, you're right! That literally was the plot. And then I punched out God. No, seriously, I had the final blow.
Yeah, with
Punched him. It was...
yeah.
There is a conspiracy. There is a cabal of Pachirisu who secretly run the world.
That's not the dumbest theory, but I could go for it.
So
I mean,
sorry, I find that funny because there is one of the planes of Magic the Gathering, which is basically just mad science and all that. Just there is actually there is a conspiracy theory going around it that a bunch of squirrels that were experimented on to become super intelligent actually secretly pull the strings. And the funny thing is, it's actually true.
It sounds like something that would be also in World of Darkness. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. When do you think we will be able to play the new tabletop game? I am excited for that.
Soon, TM.
Define soon.
I'll admit, I don't mind waiting a bit, especially because I keep getting freaking Saturdays to work.
Ugh, that's sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully
That'd
they'll
be good.
keep to 6 hours for the most part. Because at least then
Yeah,
I can head it back home as soon as possible when that happens.
Yeah. I wanna actually, like, I'm still sort of in the process of making a bunch of the NPCs at the moment. The fellow classmates and teachers.
Oh shit, is the stream still running for you dudes?
Yeah.
It is? You sure?
And your camera's also working again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny because OBS is not responding.
Duh.
Huh.
I guess.
OBS is... Apparently OBS can't tell its ass from its head.
I could believe it.
Yeah. Well, just gonna say for now, frickin' Lucario and Riolo certainly love chasing. Like, you're sure it's still working?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're bloody riding past the Larvitar and Kabutops right now.
Okay. Well, I'm just not gonna touch OBS for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep finding evidence of iron-willed Pokemon.
Yes.
Kabutops looks smaller than I would think it. How big is
What's smaller than you'd think it would be?
Kabutops?
I mean, they're meant to be kind of...
A Kabutops is
Yep.
4'3". Huh.
Yeah. And your sound is good as well. Actually.
Oh.
I can't really say, I can't say one or the other because I have the sound on Twitch.
Yeah, no,
off
yeah, because of feedback. But yeah, I turned it up just to see if the sound was still down.
Okay. God damn it, OBS. Well, at least I get what I pay for.
Again, it immediately reminds me of that thing I posted earlier with bloody Diablo Immortal. High FPS mode may reduce FPS.
I don't know if that was if that's them trolling or that's a legit issue. Like,
I mean, it's hard to say because there's one thing that I can say about Blizzard when it comes to their games. Their games can basically run on almost any kind of system and still look like no difference regardless of settings. Their games are just kind of that well optimized.
And it's like, Immortal is like out of house though, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's also on phones.
Insert meme of don't you have phones?
Yeah.
oh god, and please do not remind me about a certain Final Fantasy.
Tyranitar.
You talking about First Soldier? And what's this about Toronto?
No.
There is one. Yeah.
Here comes the boy!
God damn.
I was talking more about the Sphere, but it kind of also works for the Tyranitar.
Yeah. Okay, let's see Tyranitar's reaction to people. He makes big stompies and then chases after us. Okay? But then yes. Look at these happy round boys.
Not gonna lie, in the tabletop game, I would be down if Spike Guy got one of them. Look at him! That would melt anyone's black heart. Actually, with how round they are, and you know how the seals like playing with balls, would they just bounce each other? Like, just like some sort of Circus Olay thing going on.
Oh god, now that just makes me think of a Poplio bouncing around a Sphere.
That would work so well.
Yeah. Of course, you just know there are some bastards out there that would just be totally on board with just kicking a seal.
Oh God, I know, right?
Just the temptation.
I'm just imagining it making the sound like a freaking dodgeball and
Yeah.
flying off into the air.
That's
But, you know,
terrible,
they-
but God, you're right.
They don't really work well for balls to kick because, you know, they're weak to fighting.
Oh.
Wait, remind me, they are water ice or
Yeah,
pure
water
water?
ice.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would be weak to him. Well, don't forget, Mega Kick is a normal type for some reason.
Also, what the hell is that glacier-looking motherfucker?
One of the most.
An Avalog?
This is like.
Oh.
They were Gen 5, I
I
think.
don't remember. It's like one of the more more forgettable Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, I get what it's supposed to be. It's like literally a walking glacier, but
It's a turtle.
yeah, it's a turtle
Yeah.
glacier.
Yeah.
But it's not as cool as Torterra. Because at least with Torterra, you can get like variants and dude, imagine a regional variant of Torterra based on where it is. Like if you go to Alola, it has like a palm tree. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there a palm? We already have the palm tree.
Yeah, he's talking about a Torterra with a palm tree on its back. Obviously, we've got bloody, Executor.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw the little guy just like, well,
And
he's confident. He's very
Yeah,
confident.
Executor and, I always forget its name, Tropius.
Yeah.
It's like,
If it's Shin Banana.
it's small dogs everywhere. Just they just have to fight the big thing.
My God, you're right. Oh, that Riolu bit up more than it could chew.
It is the thing of the small doggo that is filled with rage at its smallness.
Yeah, though,
Yeah.
except when it comes to Riolu, it's more just like, it's Riolu is the shonen protagonist in baby form.
Yeah,
This
pretty
is
much.
true. Also, hello, random woman.
What
Over
the hell are you
and
doing in here?
over and under, Galerica twigs go all around. Until we've crafted nature's crown, a wreath of twigs is what we found.
Wound.
If you give me 15 Galerica twigs, I'll weave a Galerica wreath for you? I guess? I don't have... Oh. Okay.
I
Well,
can't remember what that's used for.
making a
Yeah.
crown?
It is probably important anyway.
I mean, yeah, I can't remember what the reef is.
I'm more concerned about what a random lady is doing in there.
She's a witch.
It's a Legend of Zelda situation where you find old men and women in caves.
Okay, this is actually a pretty cool use of the Avalug.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Just floating on the water and... Oh, so... And then there's the weird penguin ice cube thing.
Ah,
Yeah, that is the one Pokemon that it does not work for me.
yeah.
It looks more like a Digimon to me. Like, I could imagine it's like a Digimon.
Like, I'll give it this. It's an unusual design. Like,
That
it's
remains-
original. It's just... Okay.
Could you see like Jack Frost hanging out with something like that? It looks a little interesting.
Next time I play a I'm just gonna say this. Next time I play a Pokemon game, If I catch a female Riolu, I'm gonna name it Yang. Yang is a good Ruby.
What?
Ruby, you know, the thing that Rooster Teeth did, Monty Oom's project before he
Oh,
died.
right,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You gotta remember, when he says Ruby, I immediately jump to my
Yeah,
character.
You know what? That's fair.
To be fair, it also works for her as well. That does actually work for her.
Not really?
She wants to be an anime protagonist who beats up people to become her friends.
True, but she is a possessed doll. But yeah.
Well, given its 3D animation, aren't all the characters there a possessed doll of some kind?
I mean, I would not really... That's a very broad definition of doll.
Sorry, I was just going over another on that one.
Like, seeing stuff like this has me looking forward to seeing what Legends Arceus and other further future generations are going to be like, because they come up with some interesting, like, environments and ways to have the Pokemon situated in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's as I've sort of said before, it is one of those. Are you okay there? You dying?
I hate it when Slimy goes down the wrong pipe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. That's how
Like,
it's like, ugh.
yeah.
Muscle
it's-
feather.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a JoJo feather.
Yeah, you give them to your Pokemon to upgrade their stats.
It's basically a version of the vitamins.
Yeah, but it only boosts it by 1 point.
So, decent for like if you're going for precision. So you were
But
saying,
yeah.
Arnold?
Yeah, so, what was I saying?
We were talking about how we're excited for Legends of Arceus.
Ah, right, yeah. So, it really comes down to, the Pokemon, company, or I should say Game Freak in general, like, with the theory that due to the latest trailer for Legends of Arceus actually having voice acting, and people are now expecting voice acting in the game, it is one of those things where it's like, it feels like they're maybe going to use Arceus as kind of like both like, yes, we can actually make a console Pokemon game, and we are sorry for what we did in Sword and Shield, because as much as Sword and Shield is good, it still just kind of feels like it is a handheld game.
Yeah.
It could be better. Yeah.
They're taking their steps out of being the dudes who were just making stuff on portables.
Yeah.
This might be the part. This might be the moment in Pokemon history where they kind of reboot themselves. Go for a new start, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, the big puzzle for getting the final Reggie is get the other three.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like. I mean, that one's kind of obvious.
How many of them have you got?
I've got Regirock.
Oh, right. We got one. So, you got Charlie Brown.
And we'll have to I still have to figure out the puzzle for Registeel, and I need to find Regice's thing out.
Oh my god, I just remembered that episode of Batman the Animated Series where all the villains are playing poker and telling them how they would have got, how they almost got the Batman. And Killer Croc's like, and then I threw a big rock at him.
Yeah, that was a boulder, but yeah.
So anyway, as I was saying, it was
It was a
big
big-
rock.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what's funny?
So
Oh, go
I
ahead.
will say, yeah, you have gone past the Regice place before.
Oh.
As you could probably assume, it is up in the actual snowy mountains.
Okay. I'll have to give that a look.
Yeah, there are a couple of paths on the side that you can easily overlook.
Let's see. Oh, might as well start at the top since there's an easy flight thing there. Alright, and then there's also those birds at some point.
Ooh, oh, joining us in the tabletop game anyway.
So I'm not sure if Cryo is joining yet, but
You can't keep Andrew, me, and Brian.
yep, and Melkaros.
So when are we planning on starting that anyway?
I actually asked that earlier, but basically, he's gonna wait to build up the NPCs, make sure we have all our backstories stored, and I presume also set the NPCs link to them.
Well, again, the NPCs are just going to be like, you know, the fellow students and teachers.
Yeah, but also gotta take into account any NPCs from our backstories and how they affect everything. Like my character's dad, who's a big loser.
This Garchomp seems lost.
Hey, you know how like, you know how like in a lot of Christmas, you know, like special.
Oh, shit.
There's that one penguin that like shows up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, dude, you're like 4 times weak to this area. You belong in like a desert.
It's not lost. It's not lost. It's having an adventure.
Yeah.
So you think if it steps in snow, it'd be like, ah, it burns. Like whenever I touch holy water, I go into a perfume store.
Or Shinto when he touches the opposite of when he touches fake sugar.
What do you mean
Oh
fake?
god, now that's a way to kill him.
You know, like sugar substitutes, like fucking.
It's like,
I forget the names, but like, you know, artificial sweeteners and stuff like that.
I mean, okay.
pretty good. What's in it? Blood, yeah?
So, like, as someone that actually uses, I use stevia. Stevia is really good and it's natural, so, you know. I mean, stevia is essentially a sugar itself, it's just, I believe it comes from plants.
Yeah, well, so does meth, or, well, morphine, and a bunch of other drugs.
And cocaine.
Oh, lots of cocaine.
Oh my god, he died on the Rocky helmet. Hello, are you my new friend? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was unexpected. Rocky Helmet definitely could be an MVP in a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, how you you put a Rocky helmet on a Pokemon that has rough skin, like Garchomp or
Oh, that's
does
evil.
Garchomp get rough skin?
No, you're thinking Sharpedo.
I know, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, they're from the same evolutionary line, but yeah.
At least they should be.
I mean, they're from a true evolutionary line, not a metamorphosis line.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, that's evil.
Alright. We're not doing we're not doing Awakening this week, are we?
Yeah, Conrad's got family obligations.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm sure he would rather say, fuck you to that.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a strategy that I saw someone use where they had a I think it was a Appleton that had a berry. That basically what this berry does is whenever you get hit by a certain attack damage, like special or physical, like there was 2 different berries, one for each one, but yeah, when you get hit with them, it will deal damage. And Appleton has an ability where it increases, I think it's called Ripen, it increases the effectiveness of berries. So they built an entire strategy around just having their Appleton tank the hits, eat a berry, and then cause damage to the opponent just by eating a berry.
That's a very weird strategy, but I can get it.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, I enjoy gimmick strategies. Even if they're not that effective, the fact that somebody can come up with something so creative.
Yeah.
That's admirable, right?
One of my favorite God of War strategies that I've actually been using a bit myself is you in doubles. It can be used in both doubles and singles. It's a little bit easier in doubles. Is you have a Pokemon use Simple Beam on your Gardevoir. So that way the Gardevoir becomes simple-minded and gets doubles the effectiveness of stat boosts. So then you use Calm Mind.
Oh god.
And then you use Lovely Kiss, because by this point Lovely Kiss is, you know, it's stab boosted from fairy typing. It gives you HP back, so it sustains. And you're at like you're at a ×4 to your special attack, maybe even ×6. So, yeah.
All for making your Gardevoir the subject of the no thoughts head empty meme.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just imagining just a God of War that's used like. Sorry, did you say Calm Mind or Empty Mind?
Calm Mind.
Alright.
Which
I feel
is
like
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm just kind of thinking of? Yeah, I'm gonna post this in ship posting, but I imagine if you do Simple Mind on a Gardevoir, it has this expression. I mean, could you imagine?
See, I was just about to say the idea that's just a God of War using Calm Mind basically just enters bimbo territory.
Yeah, that. I call it the bimbo strategy.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to go straight rather than.
Well, it's not so, because it's also, you know, using Lovely Kiss. So.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes I don't want to go low. As awesome as it may be.
Looks like a path you can go down. Also, is that... Yeah, that's
Aurora.
the... Are they meant to be here?
Yeah,
Yes.
we will just.
It's an
No,
icy
I mean,
place and there were
multi-
icy dinos, so...
Oh. Sorry, I'm not that familiar with it. So, I was just thinking, is this another one of those guard chomp situations of what the hell are you doing here?
I mean, I'm not sure what. Like, it's a light blue, and you can usually tell a Pokemon's typing by their color.
Racist.
He's got little icy thingy in his sides like this
Yeah.
this baby one.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
They are
No.
adorable.
Remember the last time you played with one of them? Mama came out and.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me or my child ever again.
Frostless, always good.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I am wondering if we might actually get a Hisuian form of Frostlass.
It would definitely fit.
I mean, I'd say she already kind of fits the Hisuian aesthetic already, but it would be interesting if they did a variant of her.
Yeah.
Variants are cool.
I mean, I would say Zoroark already kind of fits the ancient Japanese thing, but they, went a bit further with that, so who knows?
Yeah. In fact, okay. I only just realized this the other day. I don't know how I never noticed this before. Zoroark doesn't have a tail.
Yes. I like, that was one of those things where when I was doing Watch His Design, I kind of cheated a little bit by giving her a tail.
Nah, that's fine.
It's because the hair looks like a tail because of how low it goes, and it sort of
It
As a-
feels like they should.
Yeah, like, the idea is that, like, the hairstyle's meant to resemble one, but it's like, wait, no. Needs a tail.
Yeah. And like Hisuian Zoroark, its hair, the way it sort of spikes up here and there, kind of resembles Ninetales.
This is true.
It's as much as I appreciate the fact that you named the your shield legendary after me. I can't help but feel some that Kenji would be offended if he wasn't named after the sword one.
Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like, in hindsight, maybe I should have just gone for sword version, but yeah.
It's
Whatever.
fine.
But still, after seeing that fake mon of the gun version doggo, I'm like, I kind of actually would love that.
Maybe not a gun, maybe something like a blunderbuss or a cannon.
Or like not a blunderbuss. No, that'd be too
Artillery.
anachronistic. Yeah. It's just like, what would they actually call the game? Because they wouldn't call it gun. Cannon?
Would that be canon? I don't know. Although now I'm just thinking of that Ego Raptor cartoon with Pokemon Gun.
Yeah.
I thought that was Rubber Ross.
Rubber
I think
Rock,
it
that's
was Rubber Rough, yeah. Oh god, no, that's a horrible movie.
What?
I just heard on TV in the other room, The Golden Compass is on tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, it...
Haven't watched
a
it
move-
myself.
Yeah, so, like, okay. If
I'm
you,
not
if
going
you
to
go,
watch it myself.
If I'm just saying, if you go into it without knowing the source material, it's decent.
Wow, Nido Queens are really small.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's sad? Justin Bieber is bigger than a Nido King.
And, you were saying about Golden Compass?
Yeah, so like, yeah, if you go into it without knowing the source material, it's decent, nothing special, but you're not really gonna know the worst stuff. But yeah, it's a movie that was probably supposed to have a trilogy because it was sort of following that that trend at the time where they're like, let's take popular YA novels and turn them into movies.
Yeah.
I remember watching the movie and finding it decently entertaining, but then again, I didn't know anything about his Dark Materials books.
Yeah, now
What's it supposed to be about?
so it's essentially it's basically like all these you know, everyone is born with a demon, and the demon is, you know, it's basically familiar, but they call them demons, but yeah. And they don't take a proper animal form until, like, they can transform their animal forms until they finally become of age. The main character... Yeah, this one should be easy for you to figure out.
Yeah, just gotta find one of those cryogens.
Yeah. The general theme of his Dark Materials is kind of religion bad. It's like
in the same way the Lion, the Witch, of the Wardrobe is a not so subtle thing on Christianity, this is a not so subtle thing against it.
Cause yeah, it's essentially like there's this whole concept of dust and how dust can be generated by separating people from their demons, but doing that basically leaves people as essentially mindless and emotionless. It basically, you're separating their soul from their body, more or less. But they're like, we can use this dust to do great things. And that isn't actually even talked about in the movie.
Yeah, I just remember the whole thing about, yeah, they take the demon out of the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Although now all I'm thinking of with movies like that, remember Bridge of Terabithia's commercial, you know, the whole advertising thing where, oh, you think it's gonna be a movie where they get isekai'd into a new world?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that is so far from the truth. That and Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah. And Snow Dogs did it as well.
Yeah, Snow Dogs did it first. That's why they did it with Jack.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. But with Bridge of Terabithia, I actually went into theaters to watch it.
Yeah.
And God, was I disappointed.
Yep.
Which I guess is
But
kind of
yeah.
meant to be the point with something like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's bordering on, like, false advertising.
I guess it's one of those things, it's meant to be the thing, like how frickin' Metal Gear Solid 2 tricked you into thinking it would be all about Solid Snake and it was about Raiden and media lying to you and all that.
Yeah.
So it's still irritating when it happens no matter what.
Yeah.
Still, at least with Metal Gear Solid 2, it's like, I mean, it's still a great game. People just like, oh, we don't get to play as Snake. I'm like, okay, but it's still a great game.
And at the very least, Snake wasn't, like, say, killed off.
Yeah.
New character. New He-Man. Oh, I'm sorry, I had crap in my throat.
Yeah, I have heard so many bad things about the new He-Man series.
Yeah, okay, you want false advertising? That is an example. You know that awesome trailer? Yeah. Oh, what a lie.
I've also heard that they've completely discarded all the built-up backstory for Skeletor. Like, in all editions or variations, he's always been like an actual person that then suffered basically
He
a
got
magical
acted
injury.
on.
Yeah, he's always had like this connection to the king, and now in this version, he's just like, oh, he's an alien.
I'm sorry.
And all the aliens of his race are just humans with skulls for heads.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
See, I was more pissed off about the whole, hey, we killed off He-Man just so we could focus the show on a tertiary character. Figure, like, spit on all the fans of the actual original show. How do you
And
up Skeletor? You have Mark freaking Hamill voicing him.
yeah, and it's also like, I guess you could say the original, at least the between the original to the 2000 series and the comics in between, Skeletor was kind of, I guess you could say, I think his motivation was kind of hell-bent on revenge.
Yeah, even if maybe he doesn't even remember why he's at this point, but he has connection, and he even had a few humanizing moments. Like the fact that he has jealousy, rage, and all that. You empathize with him sometimes.
Yeah,
Good at what he's done.
the new one is I think they tried to humanize him a bit too much, because it's like, oh, he had a loving family, but then like some dark overlord basically killed his Horgos or whatever, basically killed or whatever killed his wife, and so now he's serving under him and to get closer to him. I think that's what they were going for.
I'm sorry, that's stupid. Now,
Yeah.
Okay, I could believe that Skeletor's working for Hordak to one day overthrow him. I mean, that sounds like something Skeletor would totally do. You know, do the whole Star Space thing. But to do it because he had a family and all that? No. I'm okay with humanizing him. You know, like, he protects his minions, or like, only I may torment my minions, or something like that.
See, but yeah, it also takes away, like, why is he on this planet then? Like, oh, he's only here because he's serving Hordak? Whereas again, the original, it's like, he was the brother of the king, or he has a right to the throne until the accident.
And of course, that a certain somebody who's stopping him from getting the throne.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you could have gone so much better. And I mean, imagine the shock He-Man and Prince Adam would have if he finds out that Skeletor actually has a point. Like,
Yeah.
I was in line to get the throne until my accident, and then my brother took it from me. Your brother? But that was you. That's right.
That's right, Prince Adam. I am your uncle. No!
Actually, I would totally be down for that.
Yeah.
Skeletor could totally do that.
Get in the bowl, Regice! Get in the goddamn bowl.
He'll get in eventually.
Oh, you numbskull.
Yes?
Also, Regice is small.
Yes! Like, that feels like the unfortunate theme with so many Pokemon is, why are you so small? Like, I get it in part because it's like, okay, it's meant to be a thing where, oh, these are creatures that children can take care of, but like, you imagine the Reggies, these Titans being at least like twice as tall as a man.
Yeah.
He's the legendary tower over.
That's how they're depicted in the anime.
Yeah. I'm sorry for
Oh.
I had some VHS in the He-Man.
Yeah.
It's goofy, but God, did it have heart.
I love the 2000 series, and I hate the fact that it got cancelled, especially when it was getting interesting. Like, it had this whole, like, it was getting into this whole storyline of, like, the lizard people and...
No fucking way!
What? What?
Once you catch it in...
A regular
There,
Pokeball!
I'm looking at it. There.
What?
Woo! I was just doing that for a lark. I didn't think it'd actually work.
That wasn't a nat 20. That was a nat 100.
Body made of solid ice. It said that Regice was born beneath thick ice in the Ice Age.
But yeah, same thing with the He-Man 2000 series and also the Thundercats.
Mm.
I honestly thought that was what Argo was talking about as far as the lizard people were concerned.
Yeah, so in the original, I mean, in the 2000 series of He-Man, yeah, there were lizard people that were, like, plotting to take over. That was going to be the next big arc. And I think even they were using magic to transform people into lizard people.
Are you sure that's He-Man? Because that kind of... I think that sounds familiar to a kind of arc that was going on with... I believe the animated Conan the Barbarian series.
It could possibly be, but I do remember that was in He-Man.
No. Masters of the Universe Season 2, fighting the Snake Men.
Ah, Snake Man, yes, that's right, yes.
Fighting, led by King Hiss. And apparently, Skeletor would still appear from time to time, but would gradually be phased out. Although, had the series continued, he would have returned to his status as a major player. No idea how, but I almost could imagine him going, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I totally could see Skeletor either A, being so petty with another villain trying to take over that he would cripple him, or have enough pride to say, I was meant to rule, and I will be the only one to rule, and defend, Castle Grayskull because of that.
This is my kingdom, meant to be my kingdom, goddammit.
Exactly. That is how you nuance Skeletor. He's like Dr. Doom in that sense. He's the kind of guy who does shit himself. He has his own pride, and you do get in his way.
Alright, I'm gonna close out the stream for the night, which I guess means I'm just gonna X out of OBS Studio and see what happens. So, I guess for now, for the sake of the stream, I will say good night, and thank you dudes for joining / watching.
As always,
Yeah.
it's always fun.
Woo!
Take care.
Here's hoping this doesn't get fried. Okay.
I'll see what happens.